My wife used to receive flowers every Friday afternoon, but the card was always gone before I ever got a chance to see it. At 43 years old, I finally started noticing it properly. Last Friday, I came home much earlier than usual. When I read that card, my heart completely sank. Hey everyone, welcome to Behind Dad. If you enjoy revenge-style stories, don't forget to subscribe to my new channel, Revenge Power, for more emotional, shocking, and unbelievable stories like this one. The link is in the description, so go and support the channel. That Friday afternoon turned into the day my whole life changed. For several months, expensive and beautiful flower bouquets had been arriving at our home like clockwork every Friday between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. My wife Lisa would always accept them with a calm, soft smile. But by the time I got back from work in the evening, the card was always missing. At first, I didn't think much of it. I assumed maybe they were from her coworkers or some thoughtful friend, but something about how quickly she would hide the card and change the topic started to bother me. It didn't feel normal anymore. I was a loyal husband. I worked hard as a senior accountant, provided a good and comfortable life for my family, and still tried to make time for dinners, weekends, and family trips. We had 2 amazing children and what I truly believed was a strong and stable marriage. But recently, Lisa had started acting different. She was more distant, always on her phone, easily annoyed when I asked simple questions, and spending more time outside the house. Something didn't feel right. That Friday, I left work early, parked a few houses away, and waited quietly. When the delivery man arrived, I saw Lisa sign for the flowers with a small, secret smile. After he left, she went inside. That's when I moved quickly and entered through the back door without making noise. The card was still sitting on the kitchen counter. When I picked it up and read it, my entire world collapsed. The message wasn't friendly or innocent. It was emotional, intimate, and clearly came from someone much closer than a colleague. It said, "I can't stop thinking about last night. I can't wait for tomorrow. I love you more than he ever could." It was signed with the letter M. My hands started shaking. I stood there frozen in the kitchen for a few seconds, trying to understand what I was reading. Then I took a photo of the card and placed it exactly back where it was. When Lisa came back into the kitchen, she looked surprised to see me home early. "You're back already?" she asked, forcing a nervous smile. I just nodded and said, "Yeah, I finished early." I acted normal, but inside I was completely shattered. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. My mind kept replaying everything I had ignored before. The late nights she said were work, the new perfume she started wearing, the way she smiled at her phone when she thought I wasn't looking. All the signs had been there, and I had missed them. At 43, I believed my marriage was unbreakable. We had built a home together, raised 2 beautiful kids, and shared so many memories. But now it felt like everything I believed was built on lies. Over the next few days, I stayed quiet and started observing everything closely. I installed a small hidden camera in the living room and checked her phone when she fell asleep. What I found confirmed my worst fear. The man she was involved with was someone from her workplace named Mark. They had been meeting for months. The pain was deep, but I decided not to explode in anger. I needed control. I needed time to think and plan carefully. During the following week, I collected proof. I saved messages, printed screenshots, and documented every flower delivery with dates and pictures. I also quietly spoke to a lawyer to understand my options regarding divorce and custody. The next Friday, another bouquet arrived as usual. I was home early again. When Lisa went to the bathroom, I quietly replaced the card with one I had written myself. It simply said, "I know everything. Tonight we talk." When she read it, her face turned pale. Her eyes widened with fear. "What is this?" she whispered. I stayed calm and said, "We need to talk about Mark." She started crying immediately and tried to deny it at first. But when I showed her the messages and photos, she completely broke down. She admitted everything. The affair had been going on for almost 6 months. She said she felt ignored because I was always working and Mark made her feel alive again. I listened without interrupting. Then I told her clearly that I was filing for divorce and would be seeking primary custody of the children. The expression on her face is something I will never forget. The following weeks were painful but necessary. Lisa begged for forgiveness and promised to end things with Mark. She cried every day, saying it was a mistake, but the trust was already gone. I moved into the guest room and continued preparing everything for the divorce. Mark even tried contacting me once to apologize. I told him to stay away from my family. The children were confused and hurt, and I tried my best to protect them from the worst parts of the situation. During the divorce process, Lisa finally understood what she had lost. She had destroyed a stable marriage for something temporary. I didn't enjoy her suffering, but I also didn't forgive easily. I made sure the settlement was fair, but also protected what I had built over the years. My main focus was keeping my children safe and emotionally stable. Throughout everything, I stayed calm and composed. I realized that sometimes the strongest response to betrayal is not anger, but silence and clear boundaries. Months later, the divorce was finalized. Lisa moved out. The children stayed mostly with me, and she was given visitation rights. The love and respect we once had were gone. I focused completely on my children. I took them out, helped with school, and made sure they felt secure and loved. Slowly, life began to feel normal again. I even started dating casually, but I was very careful with my emotions. Lisa tried several times to fix things between us, but I told her that some damage cannot be repaired. Trust, once broken like that, rarely returns. She eventually accepted reality and started becoming a more responsible mother. We co-parented respectfully, but our relationship was no longer what it used to be. This experience changed me deeply. I became more observant, more careful, and I learned to trust actions more than words. I also started focusing on my health, picked up new hobbies, and kept only a small circle of trusted people around me. At 43, I learned something important. Sometimes the end of a painful chapter is the beginning of a better life. Even though the betrayal hurt deeply, it made me stronger and more aware. Today, I live a peaceful life with my children. I am stronger, wiser, and more careful about who I trust. My children are doing well and have adjusted to the new routine. Lisa also found some peace in her life and became more stable as a mother. We now co-parent without conflict, but the emotional bond we once had is gone forever. If you are watching this and you feel something is wrong in your relationship, trust your instincts. Don't ignore the warning signs. Protect your peace and protect your children if you have them. If this story touched you or reminded you of your own experience, share your thoughts in the comments. I read them all, and if you found this story meaningful, share it with someone who might need to hear it. It could help them find courage to face their own truth. Thank you for watching Behind Dad. Real love should never make you question your worth. I'll see you in the next story. Stay strong, trust yourself, and never stay where you are disrespected.